and heard me pontificating about it over and over. You might have got sick last year, frankly, of hearing me talk about the 10X and be obsessed or be average, all in, no balance, no time management. Hey, look, I'll tell you right now, I don't know if what I'm saying is going to work for you or not. I'm trying to figure out my life and how to get to the next levels. I'm not trying to impress anybody but me. I'm like, man, if I could just impress myself, I'm gonna be happy. So all this stuff that you hear me saying all the time, there, gang's off. All those things you hear me saying all the time about 10X and Be Obsessed and the Millionaire booklet and Playbook to Millions and Cardone University, all those products that maybe you've purchased over the years or heard me promoting, I build all those products to solve my problems, just so you know. I'm trying to solve my problems of wherever I am in my life. I've been doing this since I've probably been doing this my whole life. But when I was 25, I started trying to solve my problems. And my problem at that time is I didn't know how to sell. And the only job I could get was a sales job. And I hated sales. So I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to solve my problem? Well, I need to learn about sales. And the best way to learn about anything, my mom taught me this. If you can cook, then you can teach other people how to do it. Otherwise, you probably don't know what you're doing. You either know the recipe or you don't know the recipe. So, before I can pass on a recipe to somebody else, if I don't understand the recipe, then how am I going to teach anybody else? Probably means the recipe needs to be written down, not right here in my head. I need to have it laid out on paper. I need to test it out. I need to codify it. I need to check it, collect some data on it, see what the best recipe for those cookies are in this example, or sales, or making money. It's all the same, okay? You want to become a millionaire? It's like making cookies, I'm telling you. If you're just operating with everything in your head, that's good, that's great. If you're pulling it off, that's awesome. Man, if you could put it down on paper. If you can get it down to 3 or 4 steps, 3 basic steps, okay? Because this 2017 that everybody's Instagramming all over the place, oh, it's going to be fantastic, it's going to be fabulous. How many times have we all done that? And said, this year is going to be huge. I've had at least 50 people tell me in the last 3 days, man, last year I was just warming up. Okay? But a week from now, everybody's going to be like, okay, 2 weeks from now, I guarantee 2 weeks from now, the gyms are going to be empty. Nobody's going to be writing down their affirmations or their postulates. Nobody's going to be talking about how big the year is going to be anymore. It's going to be business back to normal. I know. Telling you that because I know I've done it. Here, who's not done that? So if you don't know who I am and you've never been on one of my streams before, okay, put in the comments, just put first time here, okay? I'd love to know how many people first time you've never been here before. If you don't know who I am, my name's Grant Cardone. I've written 19 best-selling business books or business programs. We have an online platform called Cardone University that was facilitated 28 million courses on sales, making money, recruiting, prospecting, everything to do with a business, okay, is what we teach. I've worked with some of the biggest companies on the planet. Sprint's a company we work with, okay? We actually did a beta test with Sprint last year. We took one state for Sprint, and the one state where we put the training in exceeded all the quotas given to that state, and it was the only state in the country that did that. The only difference is the other states didn't have our training. So that's what I do. I help companies and entrepreneurs grow their businesses by very specific techniques to handle customers either online, at the front door, or over a telephone. So whether you're making a cold call, you're doing follow-up, you're handling somebody over the internet, you're trying to increase your margins. Look, every business is trying to do the same thing. Every household is trying to do the same thing. How do I increase my top line, then increase my margins so I have more on my bottom line? How do I live a better life? How do I live with less fear and less stress? Okay? If you had more money and you knew how to manage more money, okay, there is a chance that we would reduce at least the financial stress that you experience in your life. If you had more customers that were paying you more money in your business, you would experience less stress when you add payroll to your company. If you had more people coming to your website, if you're in internet sales, if you had more people coming to your website, more attention on your brand, more trust in the marketplace, and you had those people pay you a bigger margin, okay, on each transaction. I mean, even if your conversions were low, if we raise the number of people that are coming and increase the traffic, you're not going to get more conversions if you don't have more trust. So anything that we're trying to accomplish at my company with entrepreneurs, businesses, small businesses, big businesses, individuals, brands, is basically how do I grow your brand? How do I grow your volumes? How do I grow your attention? How do I grow your top line? How do I grow time? Okay, how do I grow anything on the top, and then to that volume, new volume, how do I increase the margins, whatever that is? Could be time, it could be money, it could be love, so that more falls on the bottom line. Okay, so today, here we are now, first of the year. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. This will be my first live stream of the year, of 364 more to come. I do a stream every day, either here, YouTube, Grant Cardone TV, Snapchat, or, yeah, I said YouTube already. So how do you keep in place this feeling you have right now? 3 things you want to do, okay? If you're taking notes, write them down. Maybe take a screenshot, post it later. Say you are on Grant Cardone's Make 2017 10x bigger this year. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to make mine. Now, what I'm going to share with you right now, I know works for sure. Okay, we have, you've heard me say it all year long. I got four companies, 4 different companies. We do almost $100 million a year in sales. Okay, and I guarantee you next year, if you just stay with this whole 10x concept and don't bail on it, okay, I guarantee you whatever you think you're doing right now this big, you're going to look back a year from now, or maybe 3 years from now, or maybe 5 years from now. You're going to look back, Colt Robinson, you're going to look back Kyle Hendricks, and you're going to be like, dude, that was nothing. That was nothing I was struggling with. Okay? What you struggled with to do last year, if you try to match that, you will struggle again this year. Okay, so 3 things I'm going to have you keep your attention on, or that I'm going to keep my attention on this year. Again, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know everything. I don't pretend to know everything. I do know that I'm interested in knowing everything. Now, if it comes to real estate and buying apartments, I don't know everything about apartments, but I know where there's a good deal, and I know when there's a bad deal. I know when there's good debt to get and where there's bad debt. I know what I'm good at, and I know what I don't know. Okay, number one this year, okay, whatever you're thinking about today, you have to do that every day. Okay, that's why I write it down in my day timer every day. My 10X planner, I literally write down my targets, my long-term targets, not something I'm going to accomplish this week or by the end of the day or next week or next month or even by the end of the year. Dude, I'm writing things that are huge. Okay, how do I become a $4 billion public company? You've heard me talk about writing that down. Some of you that have been following me for years have seen me change from I own 20 apartments to own 40,000. So I didn't have my first apartments. This was 25 years ago. I didn't have any apartments. I wrote this for 3 years. 3 years. Every day for 3 years, I owned 20 plus apartments. 20 plus apartments. My first deal was 38 units. I had to change my idea. So what I'm going to do, the first thing of the 3 things that I'm going to do this year is I'm going to be writing down, I'm making a decision today to write down every day what it is, the life that I want to create, the marriage I want to have, the money that I want to make, the money I want to earn, the money I want to accumulate, the net worth I want to grow, the health that I want to experience, the friends I want to have, the new connections that I need, okay? Everything down to where I want to live, the house, the vacations, how I want to fly. You know, whatever it is you're dreaming about, okay? You have to do it every day. So if you're going to think bigger, you know, if you're going to think at all, why not think big? In fact, why not think 10x bigger? So if you're going to think big, why don't you just think 10x big? right? So if you say, hey, I'm going to do $1 million, dude, it's all a fantasy anyway. You're making all this stuff up, right? If you're trying to get someplace you're not at, that is a fantasy. That is the definition of a fantasy because it's not real yet. So I want to help you, okay? So the first thing to do, costs nothing. You don't have to buy anything. If you have a pencil and a piece of paper or a notepad, or you like electronics so much that you want to put the notepad on your iPhone, whatever. This is what I'm going to do every day, and I want to know if you're committed to doing this every day. It costs nothing. I guarantee you it's going to work. Okay? Do you commit to this one thing? Number one, make the decision. Make your decision for what you want your life to be. Not the year to be. Your life to be, okay? The vision board. If it's a vision board you're thinking with, do whatever it is. I don't want you to do one vision board. I want you to do this every single day. You don't need to draw the pictures. You need to write it down every day, in the morning and at night. Costs nothing. I guarantee you it'll work. I don't know how fast it's going to work because it really depends on how fast it's going to work. I'm sorry you guys are so angry today. I love the angry faces. Ain't nothing like a good angry face. Because if you can't get angry, you can't take action. But here's the deal. If you get stuck in anger, you won't do anything. So I don't mind you getting angry, man, but you got to give me a wow face every once in a while. You got to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? Jab, right? Hook. Elbow to the head, right? Bite me if you need to. But don't stay in one mode. You can't stay in one mode of activity this year. But what you can do and need to do every day, and I know I'm going to do every day, you do it or don't do it, I'm going to write down my game every day, in the morning and at night. You know why? Because things get confusing, okay? If it's worth doing once, it's worth doing every day. Thank you, Raquel, for the share. Lance, thank you for the share. Thank you, Dimitri, for sharing the stream. I appreciate all of you that are doing that. Number two thing. Man, this is the hard one, man. Probably the hardest one to do. The third one's the scariest. The second one's the hardest. The first one's the easiest. Second one is you got to drop. You got to make a list of stuff you're doing that's bad habits. You got to give something up this year. Okay? You're not getting where you want to go by doing just what you want to do. You got to be willing. I know some people disagree with me. They're like, I just do the stuff I want to do. Okay? Well, I'm going to tell you something. Maybe that works. I don't know. I can't tell you it works because it never worked for me. I mean, I can tell you it never worked for me. And I don't know, maybe it would have worked had I done that. I don't know that either, okay? Now, if Terrence Freeman is able to get from where he is today to where he wants to be and not give up the stuff that is holding him where he is, if he can do that, then he's got to teach you how to do that because I can't. I have to give something up. There has to be a price to pay. And again, I'm not suggesting that I know everything. I'm not suggesting that this is right for you. I am suggesting that in my life, at 58 years old, I know that I have to give something up. Okay? I've always had to give something up. So I'm always right. I'm looking at what are the habits that I've gotten into now. Okay, when I was 25 years old, when I was 24 years old, I was smoking weed every day. Every day, man. Woke up to the weed, man. I would smoke the weed so I didn't do the other stuff. Okay, I'm drinking on the weekends. I'm going out with the boys. I'm wrecking cars. I'm sleeping with everybody. You know, well, look, man, I made a list of those things. I don't do those things today, okay? I don't do any of that stuff today. But what other bad habits am I doing today that's throwing me off? I need to be aware of the enemy, okay? It's called the enemy, okay? The enemy ain't a person. The enemy ends up being people when you ignore the enemy at home. Okay? Now, sleep would not be one of these problems. Okay? You guys got to sleep, man. Your body has to sleep. You don't need to, but the body needs to sleep. So you guys that think, oh, I'm going to do this because I'm going to work, I'm only going to sleep 4 hours. You don't need to worry about the 4 hours of sleep. You need to worry about the 14, 16 hours that you're up and awake. Man, lay the body down, rest it, feed it, take care of the body, okay? I was talking about sleeping with women, all the people you're sleeping with, man, okay? The habits you're feeding, because here's the deal. It's a sensation you're experiencing over and over. Now, it might not be a bad habit for you, but if it's a waste of energy, a waste of time, like smoking weed, okay? You're not going to go smoke weed before a big business meeting with a bank without going and washing it off your hands, okay? And then probably doing some eye drops, and then probably hiding the weed, and then making sure you look good. You're going to have attention on it, okay? To the degree that you have attention on it, probably means it's a bad habit. You know, if you're smoking cigarettes and you're having to wash your hands to get it off because the people you work with don't like cigarettes, whatever the deal is, man, if you're cheating on your wife, okay? If you're looking at pictures on Instagram that you would never show your wife, do whatever the bad habits are, look at them, okay? Drop out the bad habits this year. Number two is the hardest to do. How do I start giving up some of these bad habits? Number 3, I said, is the scariest one. Number 1's the easiest. Number 2's the hardest. And number 3, it's the freaking scariest of the bunch. But number 3 won't matter if you don't change number 2. And number 2 you won't do if you don't have number 1 in. Okay? So what are the negative things you're doing in your life today? Ryan Moody, Lena, everybody's got their different things, okay? You know, the things, if you ask me today to give up, some of the things that I do today that I need to give up, if you'd have told me to give those up when I was 25 years old, I'd be like, that's nothing. Because it wasn't my problem then, right? So for everybody, it's going to be a different thing. Look, we're talking about the new year. We're talking about 2017. But let's face it, a clock just changed. We went from one year to the next year, big deal, okay? We went from December to January, from the 31st to the 1st, big freaking deal. From a December to January, big deal. We're dealing with your life right now, not a month. This isn't about a month. It's not about January. It's not about winter. It's about life. What kind of life are you going to start creating this year? All right? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about 2017. These are numbers that are made up, okay? That we've been doing this before Jesus, before Christ, BC. You know what I'm saying? Okay, thank you for the share, Gary. Thank you for the share, Gavin. Thank you for so many people being here today on January the 1st. It's a made-up day. It's all made up. It's all bullshit. You got the first 2? Who's got the first 2? Number 1, write it down every day, what you want your life to look like. Okay, I know what I'm writing. $4 billion company going to 10. I'm going to go public. I'm going public. Way out of reach for me right now, okay? Number two, that's one thing. That's just one thing I'm writing down every day. Number 2, hey, I'm going to make a list of the bad habits that I need to get out. Maybe the bad habits today are different than the bad habits tomorrow. I spent some time with some people yesterday. I spent too much time with them. I'm like, boom, boom, can't do that anymore. Okay, I spent an hour with them. Let's cut it back to 20 minutes and start creating time. You with me? So bad habits don't need to be bad things. Okay, bad habits can just be things that are bad habits. Doesn't need to be immoral. It just needs to be incorrect for you. Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Shannon, for sharing the stream. Thank you, Alex. And then I'm going to answer some questions about these 3 things. Number 1, write it down every day. What you like to be like. Number two, what is it? Come on. Drop out the bad habits. Okay. Number 3 is the scariest of the bunch. Okay, number 3 is, look, you need a different environment. You got to get around different people. You need new people this year. My number 1 target this year is number 3. Okay, number 3. This year, I'm going to go meet the people at Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, the big Swiss banks, the UBSs. I'm going to go meet the power players on this planet. This is my big target. Number 3, this year, I'm swinging for the fences. Swinging for the fences means you have to make new friends and you have to get in new environments. You can't stay in the zip code you're in and make a difference in your life. Okay? You could be a nice guy. You could become a Boy Scout guy. You could make a difference in your community, but you want to make a big monster major 10x difference, okay? At some point, you have to do something different with your environment. That means I got to leave home. I got to leave my neighborhood. I got to leave my job. I got to leave my friends. I got to leave comfort. I got to get outside. Of what I've been doing, okay? So number 1 is the easiest. Simple, man. Takes no energy. I don't need a gym. I don't have to buy equipment. I write down what I want my life to look like. Thanks for all the likes, the loves. Appreciate it, okay? You want to screenshot my goals, dog? It won't fit on a screen, Robert Wiseman, okay? But you guys could screenshot GC giving you some 10x love right now because that's what I'm doing. Pow! And number one, write your goals and targets down for your life, not for the year, okay? Okay. What are your targets for your lifetime? Are you committed to writing this down every day? If you're committed to writing this down every day, post in comments, dude, I'm going to write the targets of my life, not the targets of the year, the targets for the quarter. Write down in comments. Number one, hey, I'm committed to writing down the targets of my life. Okay, like you would art. I'm paint it every day, in the morning and at night, okay? First thing I'm gonna do every day is write down the targets of my life. Scott Lauer, thanks for joining. I'm gonna write down the targets of my life, not the targets of my quarter. Number two, I'm gonna drop out bad habits. I'm gonna look at every day, make the adjustment. What bad habits do I need to drop out? What do I need to get rid of? What needs to go? What did I waste time on yesterday? What am I spending time on that's a habit that I have my attention on that's draining me, taking something away from me? Not a good habit, but a bad habit. Number three, how do I change my environment? Get around different people, go to different meetings, okay? Spend money with different people, go to dinner with different people. How do I hook up with power players? Folks, if you are not getting the life you deserve right now, if you're not getting a life equivalent to your potential, if your life is here and you know you're capable of this, I guarantee you, number three is out, okay? You're spending too much time with the same people, the same ideas. You know all their stories. I'm telling you from personal experience, this is something I have spent so much time doing. The wrong players, hanging out with the wrong people. Okay, they weren't bad people. Okay, they weren't bad people. They were the wrong people for where I wanted to get in my life. Okay, so you got to find the right group to hang with. Make a list. Who do you need to spend time with this year? Is it me? Is it maybe the board? Is it maybe you need to get a CEO at your company? Maybe you need to bring new people into your company. Ryan Evans, how you doing, buddy? Rob Glow, good to have you here. Ken Trabucco, great to have you here. Robert Wiseman says, Grant, what's the worst habit you have? Worst bad habit you have? I mean, man, I got so many, dude. I probably drink too much coffee, okay? Let me tell you why the coffee's bad. It's not because of what it does to my body. It's because of the time I spend going to get it, number one. Number two, I'll give you another one. Number two, bad habits. Man, I haven't been working out enough. Okay, and that's not something I'm doing. That's something I'm not doing enough of. I'm not taking the time to get the workouts in enough. So my body starts getting tired before it should. Number three, dude, I'm probably not spending enough money making the connections, making the hookups. I've been spending time with, you know what I mean? What is that? Does it look right to you? I've been spending time with what? What is that? What does that mean? Huh? Gavin, what's going on? I've been spending time with what? What's that mean? Huh? What's it mean, man? Anybody know what it means? Yeah. Dude, I'm not talking about quitting a job and moving on. I'm going to take your questions here in a second, okay? You know, I'm talking about not losers. I'm talking about little, okay? I'm spending time on little things and little people that can't get me to the next level, okay? It's level up time, baby. It's level up time. It's time for GC to go meet with JP and to meet with the MS and to meet with the Charlie Schwaber, okay? And to meet with the players on this planet, okay? If I want to take my real estate portfolio from 4,000 units to 40,000, I need to meet the giants. You want big wins? You want to go big? You want to be the father, the husband, the wife? You want to be the guy in your family, your community? And they're, but dude, that guy's the example. You don't want the money. You don't need the big car. You don't want the plane. All that's good. You want to be the example in your lineage. You want to be the difference maker. You want to be the shining light, the lighthouse, the beacon, the example of what people can do. You want to be the inspiration. So look, man, you got to get around different people. Number three is the scariest one. Different people. Okay, level up. Different people, not the same people and not people below you. Different people. I know this is hard for people to hear. Okay, now, no, you guys know I spend time with people not at my level. I'll help anybody. I'll do 365 streams this year, probably 500. Bad habits. I'll tell you another bad habit, Robert Wiseman. I don't like traveling all over the damn planet, spending time on planes. So, today, if I want to go meet, if I want to freaking level up, I got to go to China. I got to go to Dubai. I got to go to England. I got to do the things I don't want to do. And a bad habit is a weakness. Things you don't want to do or things you don't want to give up. Okay. So there's the 3 tips. I'm going to answer some questions right now. I'd like to know how many of you are willing to screenshot the 3 things. And I'll see you on Facebook. Use maybe 10x goals. 10x goals for 2017. Hashtag 10x goals. Love to know how many of you got 10x goals for 2017. Really appreciate all of you being here. Let me answer some of your questions about these 3 things. Hopefully you got it all written down. Hopefully you took some notes. Yeah, it could mean little people. Could mean the little people. Brad Lee just joined. He a little person. I spend time with Brad. He's little. Terrence is a little guy. Michelle Prescott, she's little. But look, aren't we all little? Aren't we all little? Aren't we all playing smaller than we could? Okay, I'm done with being little, dude. I don't want to be smaller than my potential. Okay, this is the great disappointment. Robert Wiseman asked, hey, what are your weaknesses, dude? Look, man, one of my weaknesses is, playing below my game. Playing below my game. Okay, Christopher says, hey, Uncle, how do you personally handle the days where you feel beat down after a big defeat, for example? Man, it's a great question. I've been beat up so many times. It brings tears to my eyes. I could literally start crying right now. I've come up so short so many times. Now, I know some of you are like, oh, no, that dude's doing good. No, dude, look, I'm the only one that knows how I'm doing, right? I see other guys making moves. I'm like, dang, why hadn't I done that yet? So, I've played little for too long, I've thought little for too long. I played a smaller game than I should have. I haven't done some of the things I'm sharing with you I need to do this year and that I'm making a commitment to doing this year, and I just need your help. I need your help doing these 3 things this year. Hey, write down, what do you want your life to look like every day? 2, what habits are you willing to get rid of today? Might be different tomorrow. Number 3, I got to change my environment. I got to go get in front of the deal makers. I can't wait for them to come to me. So you guys need, man, I'm telling you, if you do this, if we do this together, okay, if we do this together, us and the 932 people on here right now, we do it together, it'll be great. Okay, Augusta, I'm going to answer questions now. That's crazy, dude. 99% of the people are playing below their game. Dude, everybody's playing below their game. I was with a guy the other night, worth a couple $2 billion. I said, man, when you going to start playing to your game, man? What do you mean, man? I said, come on, man. Dude, money's not the only play there is here, Money's not the only play. How do you help people? Just because you got money in the bank doesn't mean you help people. Just because you got a great car doesn't mean you're helping people. Just because you feed your kids and you're a good parent doesn't mean you can't do more. And so that's the only purpose here. Okay, Lance, a goal of mine is to get face-to-face time with the CEO at the company I work. Make waves in the company. Good, man. That's awesome, buddy. Brad Lee, where the hell are you? Dude, I'm in my room, bro. I'm in my room doing the Doom Zoom, okay? I want to do my first stream this year with the most important people that I know right here, right now, other than my family. How do you go about eliminating people who are dead weight? This is Ashton Flowers. So Ashton, this would be right under number 2, okay? Number 2 is what? Bad habits. A lot of people got bad habits of just doing the same thing over and over again with the same old people. And then they leave and they criticize those people on the way home. I hate Michelle. I hate Bobby. I hate Dale. I'm so sick of Dale. Dude, get some new friends then, which is number 3, new environments. Okay, most people stay where they're at. It's a bad habit. Okay, yeah, it's not smoking weed. You're not shooting dope in your arm. You're not stealing from your boss. The bad habit is you're doing the same thing over and over and over again with the same people over and over and over again. Okay, by the way, Brad Lee is going to be at the 10X Growth Conference in Miami. Terrence Freeman's going to be there. I don't know how many of you have already hooked up on tickets to the 10X Growth Con, but it is going to be fantastic. This is going to be an opportunity, by the way, for you to get around new people. I always say that a decision for a decision to be a decision For a decision to be a decision, you got to back it up with time and resources. Okay, so this is what your ticket's going to look like. 10x Growth Con. We already got the lanterns made. Okay, your ticket's going to come to you in the mail like this. 10x Growth Con. It's in Miami. Brad Lee's going to be there because we're talking about changing your habits and changing your environments. Okay, making decisions every day. You got 90 days before this thing goes off. No, maybe 74 days. Right? What is it? 30, 28, 58, 58, and 17 is 75. You got 75 days before this gig goes out to start working on what? Hey, what life am I creating? For the next 75 days, I dare you, the 75-day challenge. Start writing down what you want to 10x in your life, or 100x, or 1000x, whatever. I don't care. What habits did you need to drop out? Number 3, you need a new environment, okay? On March 17th, I'm going to put in a room Brad Lee, who's my list? Les Brown, Kevin Harrington, Grant Cardone, Tom Cummings, Bobby Castro, Lewis Howes, Roddy Chong, Jared Glant, Hank Norman, Jack Giacontelli, Tim Story, Frank Kern, Andy Frisella, Elena Cardone, Jamie Shanks, and I got more to come, okay? Gloria Mayfield Banks, Kevin Harrington, Lewis Howes, Danielle Delgado, Bobby Castro, Tom Cummings, Lewis Howes, Frank Kern, Brad Lee, Tim Story, Jack Giacontelli. These guys, that list I gave you right there, almost $2 billion in sales last year. Okay? It's going to be the #1 conference next year for you to get around great people. Now, when I put a list of people like that together, okay, and then we charge $1,500 for these tickets, what kind of people do you think is coming to that conference? Okay, this is the entry-level ticket, $1,500. There's $1,500, $5,000, and $10,000 tickets. Who do you think's coming? Okay, we got power players coming. The audience. Okay, James Barbara is on his way to the event. James Barbara's coming in. Okay, James, good to hear that, buddy. Okay, James Barbara will hit the list tomorrow. Good to see you, James. So what are you going to do, man? What are you guys going to do? Whether you're an artist, a musician, an author, an expert, a mom, a dad, you run a business from home, you run a business on the internet, you got a company, you work for somebody, you are the somebody, you got a department head. What are you going to do this year? 3 things I'm doing, okay? I'm mapping out the rest of my life. I'm mapping it out, and I'm going to do it every day. I'm not doing it once in January. I'm mapping it out every day. I'm going to rewrite about it every day, every single freaking day. Here's what I'm doing. Costs nothing. It takes no time. I don't have to join a gym, nothing, okay? I want to add muscle to my idea, basically, is what I'm doing. I'm going to a mental gym every day to paint my life out. Number 2, I'm stopping the bad habits. Every day I'm going to look at what habit do I need to eliminate today that I spent time, energy, and money on yesterday. What are the bad habits? Look, the bad habit could be you're being a parent too much, or you could be being a parent too little. Okay? So what is it? I don't know. Maybe you're not being. Maybe you're spending too much time with the kids, man. Maybe you need to get a freaking nanny. Maybe you need to get a nanny. Can I use the N-word? Can I use the N-word here? Can I use the N-word? Maybe you need to get a nanny. Hey, can I use the M-word? Maybe you need to get a maid, okay? Okay? Maybe you need to get a maid. Can I use the L word? Maybe you need to get a lawn man. Is it a lawn man? What do they call the guy that cuts the grass, okay? Okay? Hey. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Can I use the C word? Can I use the C word? Maybe you need to get a cook. No, you guys want to make $1 million a year, man? You want to make $10 million a year? You want to do a freaking $1 billion deal? You want people to trust you with, $100 million or $200 million? You want somebody to evaluate your company at 14 or 15 times earnings? Man, how can they evaluate your company at 14 or 15 times earnings? Why would an angel investor be interested in you if you don't even love yourself enough to knock off your own bad habits, man? You know what I'm saying? Like hanging out with freaking losers. Yeah, gardener. Can we use the G word? The gardener. Thank you so much, all right? Dude, you got to pick who are the losers, man. Robert Wiseman, who are the losers that you're hanging out with? Can I use the L word? You know you got some losers in your life, folks. Remember the enemy I talked about earlier. Who is the enemy in your camp? More importantly, who's allowing the enemy to stay in your camp? Okay? If you won't eliminate the enemy, you'll never own the castle, even if your name's on the castle. So look, this is what I'm going to do in 2017. I hope to see you at the Growth Conference. Okay? Whether I do or I don't, I'm going to see you every day. I'm going to see you every day in streams, because that's what I do. I bring it every day, man. Anything worth doing is worth doing what? Every day. Anything worth doing is worth doing every day. Drinking water, eating food, urination, kind of important. Love your kids. Love your wife. You know? Dream big every day. Postulate big. Okay? Sit down and say, hey, why don't I want to map it out, man? This isn't about January 2017. This is about your life. This year, let's do your life. Let's recreate your life this year. Okay? That's what I'm doing. So number one, I'm going to dream big every day, and I'm going to write it down on paper. That's where I'm going. I'm going to write down where I'm going into the future. Number two, I'm getting rid of my bad habits, man. Anything that's taken energy from me yesterday, anything I'm not confronting, anything I'm not looking at, you know, all those excuses you make, those can be bad habits, by the way. I don't need to do something like degrading to myself for it to be a bad habit. Okay? Living below your ability is a bad habit. You know what I'm saying? It's what the middle class is made of. A bunch of people, damn 300 million people living below their potential, bragging about how well they're doing. Okay, couple of questions. Let me go back, some questions some people asked. Hey, make the decision. Lance has got it right. Lance Madison Smith. Make the decision what you want in your life. Write it down. 2, make a list of habits you need. Number 3, you need a different environment. Number 3, the hardest, scariest one is number 3. New friends, new connections, new people, new meetings, new people. Okay? Okay? Who gonna be your new buddies, man? Who's gonna be your new board members? Who's sitting on the board, right? Who's your new mentor this year? Who's your new coach this year? Okay, what are you learning new this year? If you're outgrowing the people that you're following, then good, outgrow them and make it official. Okay, Lena says, but the middle class is paying for everyone else. Dude, the middle class are a bunch of people that are willing to be used, consumed, abused, and taken advantage of. Okay, the middle class pay for everything for everyone. Why? Why do they do that? Because they have a lot of bad habits. They're satisfied. They're a group of people that are satisfied. Don't degrade things that are below you. Middle class are slobs. They are, man. The entire middle class. I had a shirt on the other day. Middle class sucks. And this lady's like, what do you mean? Dude, the middle class is a freaking trap. Okay? I don't think I'm right about this. I know I'm right about it. I lived in it long enough to know I'm right about it. Okay? The only people that like the middle class are the people that are just new to it. The only people that think the middle class is a great thing are the people that are comparing themselves to other poor countries. Okay, we got 2,500 comments in here already. I can't get to them all. Hey, Hugo says, Grant, this is gold. Since I started listening to you, my life has skyrocketed. This is not a paid comment. Thanks, man. I had a guy call me a fraud yesterday. Grant Cardone is a fraud. I'm like, man, come on, man. Man, I love you, dude. You know? Gary Goldstein, if you believe the middle class are slobs, good luck changing lives. Lori, I mean, the truth is, Lori, you know, got a lot of people, man, a lot of people living below. I mean, I don't know what the definition of a slob is, but it would definitely be somebody that's living below their potential. You know, I mean, even somebody poor can dress right. Okay, Eddie says, I'm moving to a new neighborhood. Good, Eddie, just make sure you don't buy a house, buddy. Okay, at one point you look desperate, quit selling. Okay, good. Jermaine said, I need to work on my selling skills. I look desperate. Let me tell you something, my brother, my little brother, okay? We did over $100 million in sales last year looking desperate, okay? See, most salesmen are not willing to ask for the order. They're like, I don't want to beg, I don't want to plead, I don't want to look desperate. Dude, I tell people what I want. I want your damn business. You understand? I want your business. I want you to take your money that you earn from somebody else, son, and I want you to send it to me so I can show you how to duplicate that like a freaking 1,000 times. That's what I want to do. And if you can't handle that message, my little brother, did I guarantee you, by the way, last year you didn't make your quota, the dude that made the desperate comment. Guarantee you didn't make your quota. Okay? Guarantee you didn't make your quota. Not to mention that both of us operated below our potential, my little man. Okay, I'm just keeping it real now. And what I'm going to announce this year, probably in March of this year, will blow your freaking head right off the top of your freaking shoulders. I'll have more haters in March than I've accumulated in my entire life, which, by the way, I have been extremely good at doing. Okay, Trey Ryder, by the way, collecting haters and naysayers and negative comments like that, it just comes with the turf, folks, okay? You know, because when you start hitting on all 12 cylinders, the guy that's not starts making, you know, man, right? Okay, I'm purging negativity and surrounding myself with positivity and successful people. Trey, you know what, Trey? Trey Ryder, that's awesome, buddy. Congratulations. That means you guys that want to get rid of negative people, y'all need to start looking at your social streams. Some of that stuff y'all look at, man. I block people every day just for posting stuff online that I'm not even connected to. I'm like, poke, block, 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 block. You know, I see people that post, if you don't have a profile picture, I won't even, you know, accept you as a friend. Like, I know that people, the hiders and the negatives, man, I block them right from my life, okay? Melvin, hey man, how you doing? I finally hit 6 figures this year from David Bryant. Listening to you, implementing your teachings, I'm going to 250 this year in profit. That's awesome, buddy. Had a guy grab me today. He's like, man, I went from 40 grand a year to 180, 179, 40,000 and 179, 4X. I said, bro, that's awesome. What's your goal this year? He's like 500 grand. I said, dude, that's awesome. Still, CD Sonar says, I like your harsh, straightforward way. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, man, there's 7 billion people on this planet. I don't need everybody to like me. I tried popularity in high school, and I was miserable. So if I'm going to be miserable, at least I want to say what I want to say. Hey, Grant, I appreciate all your honesty. You're a real deal. I started my distribution company last year, and we want to make this year better. Great, man. I'm pulling for you. Manuel Escalante. Okay, Stephanie Weeks Watcott. You inspire me, Grant. I need to work on my own selling skills too. I have the passion and the drive. So many of you out there, man, y'all got great products. You know, you got a great offer. Y'all don't ask people enough. You don't hit the list enough. You don't ask enough because everybody's worried about, I don't want to look desperate. Okay. What does that mean? The person that says that is a selfish human being that does not believe in their products, that thinks more about how they look than they do getting that product into the hands of other people. Wells, Victoria says, be all you can become, attract all you can be, changing everything around you. Stay focused and driven. Thank you. Deborah says people just need to learn to keep their minds wide open. You know, Deborah, I hear what you're saying. I used to believe that myself. You know, you guys, if you have a castle worth $1 billion, if you got a house worth $1 billion, a business worth $1 billion, you better protect that freaking business. Same thing with your mind. If you leave your mind wide open and allow all content to come into it, you're going to get confused, okay? Pick 2 or 3 people to follow. Go deep on their content, deep, okay? Immerse yourself in their content. Do a little research on it first. Find out if that's really what you want or if it just sounds good. You know, my message is probably not for everybody. If you want to be a family man, have your family in the public's eye, be out there, you know, transparent. If you want to get rich, have a lot of money, give a lot of money away. You know, if you don't want to kill yourself at work, like be just like just dying. I mean, then part of what I do is probably for you. But if that's not your message, if your message is you don't want to monetize, you just want to work hard and you don't want to be paid for it, then You got to find the guy that can teach you that. That's not for me to do. I don't teach that message. Okay? If you just want to make money online and never leave your house, I'm not your guy. Brett Coffee says, guarantee if you stay in the middle class, you'll be hurting. No doubt, man. Jason Galloway says, do you recommend not buying a house? No one here on this stream should ever buy a house, ever. Now, I know my real estate friends out there, oh my God, don't say that. Look, there's only 900 people here, okay? So if 900 people hear this and don't buy a house, by the way, you shouldn't buy a house until you have about 10 million bucks put away. So you can buy as many as you want once you get to 10 million. But most of the people here should not buy a house. You need to stay mobile enough to go grab money and opportunity as you need or see fit. So you real estate agents that take that wrong and say, oh my God, Grant said don't buy a house. Man, please, okay? Please. You live in a town with 140,000 people. If 900 of them hear that, you still got 139,900 and I don't know, 11 to work, okay? Kinsey, I'm working on getting my real estate license. I want to buy buildings. Kenny, you do not need a real estate license to buy a building. Victoria Stewart, new thinking, new life, moving to somewhere new. Don't be afraid to relocate. So, folks, I just want to go over the three things I shared with you today. Number one, if you want, this year is not about a new year. It's not about creating a great year. It's about creating a great life. Write down what you want your life to be like every day on a piece of paper. Okay? What is it you want your life to be like, not your year to be like? Don't get caught in a year. Get caught in a life. Number two, what are the bad habits you need to give up that day? What are the bad habits you need to start giving up? What's taking time? What's stealing from you? What's robbing you, man? Who's the enemy at your house? Okay? Everybody's like, I got to get out of this negative environment I'm in. Who left the doors open? Okay? Some of you got negative people in your life because your mind's too open. You don't know how to close it. Some of you got people in your life you shouldn't have in your life because, man, you got a bad habit of trying to be a people pleaser rather than saying, hey, get the freak out of my life. But I'm your brother. Yeah, well, good. Then if you're my brother and you love me, go change your freaking game up, dog. If you're my sister and you love me, then go freaking fix your attitude because it's terrible. You know what I'm saying? If you're my daddy and you're drinking too much, well, bro, look, thanks for freaking shooting cum in my mama so I can have a life. But you need to go get sober. So whoever you got to confront, whoever you got to tell the truth to, your life is your life because you got bad habits. You're not telling people what the deal is. And number three, and this is the scariest one. This is the Mac Daddy, okay? Number three, you need to get in a new environment, man. You need to get some new friends, new meetings, get a new CEO, get a new board member, man. Go reach out to some power players. Go get amongst the hitters, That means you need to spend money, folks, okay? If you're eating at the freaking hamburger stand, you got to go some other place, all right? You got to go someplace and be with hitters. Be where you have a chance to run into the engines and the locomotives and to the rocket ships. Okay? If that costs you money, it costs you debt, it costs you risk, it's going to be scarier than hell, I guarantee you, man. Okay? I can keep going to the same conferences over and over. I know everybody knows me. I walk in a room. Oh, look, Grant's in a room, man. Dude, I need to walk into a Goldman Sachs meeting where nobody knows me. Okay? I need to walk into meetings where I'm the poorest punk in the room and everybody else has got a bill in one account. So that's my challenge this year. That's my personal challenge this year. That's the three simple things I'm going to be doing. I hope you do it, man. I hope to see every one of you surpass the success I've had in my life by, I don't care how many times, 10 times, 50 times, 100 times. I hope you blow up so big, man. I hope your light goes off so bright that the whole world stops. Other planets stop and say, dang, what just happened, man? Something happened big, man. Something happened on planet Earth, man. Something big happened down there on the PE. I hope something so big happens in your life. I just hope you remember me. Pull me and my family up to the top, okay? So until it happens to you, though, I'm going to work on it happening to me. I'm going to work on it happening to me. And I'm not going to forget you when I blow up. If I don't blow up, okay, I guarantee if I don't make it, I will say, dude, I went for it. And this is going to be the year that I go for it. Okay, hope this message finds you well. God bless you. Be great. Anything I can ever do to help you. Throw on Facebook, if you took a screenshot of this, throw it up on Facebook as 10X. By the way, Matt Monero, if you do a video, if you want this $1,500 ticket for free, Matt Monero is giving 8 more of these away. Okay, he's given 2 away already, I think 2 or 3. If you do a video why you should earn the 10X Growth Con ticket, tag Matt Monero, M-A-N-E-R-O, tag my name, Grant Cardone, I'll see it. Hashtag 10X challenge maybe, or 10X growth con, something like that. Okay, he's given 8 more of these away. Somebody's going to get them, so you may as well do them. If you've already bought a ticket, dude, do the video anyway. Okay, so you'll win another ticket and have one to give away. March 17th is the date. I think we're half sold out, maybe 60% sold out already. This event will sell out, I guarantee you. Okay, hey, love you from the bottom of my heart. Hope you join the 10X Nation this year. Hope you join the 10X Nation, not just mentally either, but at the bank. Hope you join the 10X Nation, man. This is a great hoodie, by the way. I love this freaking hoodie. 10X Nation, baby. Maybe take a screenshot of that, and we'll say, who is wearing this hoodie? Send me this shot right here. Come on, that's a good shot right there. I wonder if I can take the shot my damn self. Okay. Hey, love each and every one of you. Look forward to meeting you. If you ever see me, wherever you see me, make sure you grab me and let's do a little selfie. Okay. God bless and be great. All right. Have a great start to a great year and a great life.
Don't forget to follow on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL and visit that website, chrismonroestl.com.